Hi y'all! Now, I don't know about you, but with every year that comes to pass in my life, I feel like it just gets more and more chaotic. I think I've got a handle on things, but then some new meteor of complexity comes smashing into my well-tended ecosystem, and everything gets sucked into the abyss of, oh my god, what is happening? Case in point, new job, new house, new pets, new children. So as 2025 hurtles along into March, I wanted to share something that helps me feel a little bit more like the chaos is under control, or at least that it's tracked. Even if actually it's not tamed at all and it's continuing to just bubble in the background, melting everything that it touches. What I want to share is the really simple idea of a weekly family or household meeting. My husband and I have been having these every Monday for the past few years, and they really help us feel like we have a handle over what's coming up that week. We used to have them on Sunday evenings. That helped us have even more of a handle on what was happening in the coming week, because Mondays, am I right? But we decided to not let the perfect be the enemy of the good. It was too depressing on a Sunday evening to sit down and plan out the coming week. So now we do it on Monday evenings, and generally it works better for us. But if you want bonus points from myself and the pantheon of planning deities, by all means, schedule yours for a Sunday night. The beauty of this meeting and its agenda is it is infinitely customizable to your own situation. But it can be a bit daunting if you've never done one before. So if you want to see a template of ours, drop a gimme in the comments and I'll hook you up with a free template. Now, I am not a planner. I do not find our family meetings fun, but they are so worthwhile. To that end, I'm very much wham bam, thank you, Sam, to get through as efficiently as possible. So to that end, I want to run through with you, bullet by bullet, what we talk about in our weekly family meeting agenda. As I said, this idea is very customizable. You don't need to live with your family to have a family meeting. It can be a household meeting. You don't have to live with anyone. You can be a household of one. It's ultimately just a chance for you to sit down with the other residents of your house, if there are any, and get your stuff figured out for the week ahead. Hopefully in 10 minutes tops. Full disclosure, I'm pretty sure the longest family meeting we ever had was like 2 hours because it brought some stuff up. But that almost never happens, I promise. I'll share more about this in the final item on the agenda, rumbling. Stick around for that. First item on the agenda is just checking in with what your schedule looks like that week. Take a look at your calendar, look out for any unusual appointments or errands, touch base with anyone that's going to be impacted, and make alternative plans for anything that you would normally do in those times that now you won't be able to. It's good to just touch base on any recurring tasks or responsibilities, making sure they're definitely going to get done this week. There's nothing worse than getting to Thursday evening and realizing that you have some out of the ordinary social or work event on Friday that's going to necessitate you totally changing everything about a normal Friday for you. This is a great chance to take a look at what's coming over the horizon and plan accordingly. Related, the second item on the agenda is weekly to-dos. Some of these are going to be want to-dos and some of these are going to be have to-dos. Think filing your taxes in April or scheduling a haircut or a catch up with a friend that you know you want to get penciled in sometime soon, but if you don't make a point of doing it, it just won't happen. The beauty of checking in with your life to-dos on a weekly basis is it's far less likely that anything will fall through the cracks. But you know what? If something does fall through the cracks, you're going to catch it in next week's meeting, if not before. Simple. The third item on the agenda is routine improvements. Certainly, in our house, we're always looking to make small positive changes to make life easier, better, more fun. Sometimes that means changing when we get up in the morning. Sometimes that means changing how dinner is getting cooked. So this is a great time to bring up any new ideas that you have and check in on any changes that you've made previously and see how they're working. Maybe it sucks getting up at 5:30 every morning to work out. If that's the case, you want to know that sooner and communicate it to the relevant parties before you're driven crazy or burned out about it. The next item on the agenda for us is kids development. If you have kids, that's a great thing to be thinking about. If you don't, I'd encourage you to replace this one with a kid-like project with a medium or long-term horizon that you want to keep on top of and make sure is progressing. For me and my husband are checking in. How are the kids sleeping? How are they behaving? What's going on with the potty? For you, it might be a career goal, a personal project you're working on, or something involving family or friends. The beauty of having this kind of thing as part of your family meeting is that these are really important topics that are really going to benefit from being checked in on weekly, if not more. If you're training to run a marathon, you need to be thinking about that at least once a week and evaluating goals and progress. If you're trying to teach your child the value of clean underwear, that needs to be a daily topic. And you probably need to course correct once a week, if not more. The penultimate agenda item, number 5, is a concept I've borrowed from the fantastic Brene, and it's the idea of rumbling. To initiate a rumble with your partner, housemate, family member, or self, you kindly invite them outside for an emotional street fight. That's not quite how Brene puts it, and it's probably not how you should think about it. It's the idea of creating a time and space where people who live in close quarters together can get something off their chest and hopefully work together to find a common solution. It's something that might have come up during the week, that might not have been the most productive conversation when it first came up for you, but it's a great check-in so issues don't start to fester and lead to resentment. Rumbling is a great productive idea, but I will warn you, the first couple of times you do it, all parties need to be 110% bought in on the idea of the space being safe. If someone is not emotionally prepared to hear from you that their hair clogging the shower drain grosses you out, it's not gonna go well. Everybody should also totally feel comfortable to pull the ripcord mid-rumble with a heartfelt apology if it feels like an injured party is not taking it well. Put a pin in it, come back to it later, maybe next week. But you're doing so well to be getting to this point of the family meeting, you really don't want things to get derailed by a tough topic. Rumbling gets easier with practice, and eventually you're just gonna start rumbling out in the wild when something comes up that annoys you. It's great, I promise. Getting rumbled at out in the wild isn't always that great, but it's give and take. Final item on the agenda to cleanse the palate of all the rumbling and dry planning you've been doing is to talk about something fun for the week. This can involve planning, but hopefully it is something exciting and joy-giving that will give you and the other meeting attendees something to look forward to. It can be a plan for an evening, a plan for a meal, a plan for a fun weekend activity. And with that, you're done, your week is planned and ready to take off. It might take getting a couple of these household meetings under your belt for them to feel normal and natural and helpful, but if you stick with it, I promise it makes life run a lot more smoothly. Remember, if you want to see the template that we use to get started, just leave a gimme in the comments. And that's all I have for you. Let me know in the comments what you think about this idea of rumbling. Is it something that you already do with loved ones? What's the most offended that you've ever been by a rumble? And what's the worst reaction that you've had from someone when you've shot from the hip, heart, or head and told them something that they probably didn't want to hear? I want to hear about it. Bye.